Your closet, your mirror open, your closet doors, not just to choose what to wear, but to see yourself. Really see. Because whether you realize it or not, your wardrobe is a mirror. That dress you haven't worn in 2 years, but can't part with, would it describe a woman who knows who she is? Or someone still dressing for a version of herself Would it say you're bold? Or careful? Expressive? Or invisible? Nostalgia, perhaps? Clothes are never just clothes. They are memories, aspirations, insecurities, and sometimes, secrets. It's about seeing your closet as an emotional landscape, a space that can reveal whether you're reliving in alignment or hiding in habits. When chosen with intention, what you wear becomes a form of self-respect, a declaration. This is who I am. This is how I move through the world. Not the kind that shows your reflection, but the kind that reveals your story. Every hanger holds a version of you. That structured blazer. Maybe it speaks of ambition. The oversized cardigan you reach for every weekend. Comfort. Safety. If your wardrobe could talk, what would it say about you right now? This isn't about judgment. It's about curiosity and asking gently, does my wardrobe still reflect the woman I've become? Because fashion isn't shallow when it's personal. So before we talk trends, styling tips, or capsule wardrobes, let's begin with the most important step. Pausing. Looking. The comfort trap. Familiar clothes. Forgotten self. There's a quiet seduction in the familiar. That pair of jeans that always fits. The cardigan that feels like home. The black top you've worn so many times, it practically folds itself. These aren't just clothes, they're rituals. Reliable, predictable, safe, but comfort, as lovely as it feels, can become a trap. When we stop reaching beyond the same 3 outfits, day after day, something subtle happens. And when the clothes we wear every day no longer reflect the depth, boldness, or softness we've grown into, we start shrinking without realizing it. We begin to mute ourselves. We stop experimenting, stop playing, stop evolving. The wardrobe that once reflected who we were freezes. Do they help you feel seen? Or just get through the day unnoticed? It stops growing. Even as we keep changing, ask yourself, are you wearing these clothes because they still feel like you? Or because they simply don't challenge you? We're allowed to explore. We're allowed to dress not just for ease, but for honesty. There's nothing wrong with comfort. In fact, style should feel good, but it should also feel true. You don't have to overhaul your wardrobe. You just have to wake it up. Even one unexpected detail, a new neckline, a splash of color, a slightly different silhouette, can signal to your brain, we're allowed to evolve. And that, dear friend, is where real comfort begins. Clothes versus costumes. Are you dressing for you or for others? There's a fine line between getting dressed and putting on a costume. We've all done it. Worn the corporate blazer to appear more capable. Slipped into sky-high heels to feel put together. Chosen the quiet blouse when we really wanted the bold print. Why? Not because it felt like us, but because it felt like what was expected of us. That's when style becomes performance. There's nothing wrong with dressing for a role, a job interview, a wedding, a presentation, but when every outfit is curated for someone else's approval, your boss, your partner, your Instagram feed, you begin to disappear behind the fabric. And suddenly, your clothes aren't reflecting you anymore. They're concealing you. Ask yourself, who are you dressing for? If the answer isn't you, something's off. Ask, does this feel like me? Or does this feel like someone I am trying to become for someone else? True style doesn't try to impress. It expresses. It doesn't scream for validation. It whispers. When you wear something that aligns with who you are, you feel at ease in your own skin. Your body relaxes. You walk differently. You speak with more certainty. That's the quiet power of authenticity. So here's a gentle challenge. The next time you choose an outfit, pause, breathe. Your wardrobe should amplify your voice, not overwrite it. The Monday morning test, there's a particular honesty to a Monday morning outfit. No special event. No dinner plans. Just you, your closet, and the quiet haze of a fresh week. What you reach for in that moment. Before the caffeine kicks in, before the world sees you. That's the wardrobe truth most of us overlook. The Monday morning test isn't about fashion. It's about instinct. It's about what you gravitate toward when you don tea, have the energy to impress, just the desire to feel like yourself. So take notice. What do you wear when no one's really watching? Are you dressing to disappear? Or dressing to gently exist? Is it neutral, easy, safe, a quiet camouflage? Or is it bold and joyful, even if just in small ways? a silk scarf, a sharper collar, a softer knit, something that says, I'm awake, I'm here, I matter. Sometimes, we reach for that same navy sweater out of habit, not alignment. Those repeated Monday outfits reveal your emotional baseline, the version of yourself you default to. But sometimes, that default is outdated. Try a tiny experiment. Next Monday, instead of reaching for the old faithful, pick something that feels just slightly more you. It doesn't need to be loud, just intentional. Your Monday clothes can become a ritual of a quiet promise to show up, not just functionally, but fully. Childhood clues. Revisiting your first fashion loves before trends, before body image, before rules and roles and second guesses. There was you. The little girl who chose glitter shoes just because they sparkled. The one who wore the same red sweater all week because it made her feel powerful. The one who twirled in skirts, or cuffed jeans, or wore mismatched socks like it was a style statement. She wasn't confused about what she liked. She wasn't afraid of standing out. She dressed from instinct, from joy. Somewhere along the way, we forget that version of ourselves. We bury her beneath what's appropriate, what's flattering, or what will people think. And yet, she's still there. In your color choices, in the textures you love, in the way your mood lifts when you wear something playful or soft or bold. So go back. Open that mental scrapbook. What did you love to wear as a child? Were you drawn to frilly lace or structured denim? Maybe your inner child has better taste than you remember. Did you gravitate toward clean lines or quirky patterns? There's wisdom in those early choices. They weren't accidental. They were pure self-expression, unfiltered. Bring her back. Not in the literal clothes, but in the feeling. Maybe it's time to reclaim that color you abandoned, or the silhouette you secretly adore. Because fashion is never just about the next season. It's about rediscovering the essence that's been quietly waiting in the back of your closet. The Pinterest fantasy versus closet reality. We've all done it. Saved dozens of dreamy outfit boards on elegant silhouettes, French girl neutrals, that perfectly effortless airport look. But then, we open our real closet, and nothing quite matches the mood board. It's a tool, a visual expression of who we're drawn to be. But when we collect inspiration without interpretation, we fall into the trap of fantasy dressing. We chase a version of ourselves that doesn't exist in our lifestyle, climate, or spirit. The fabrics are different. The fits don't feel right. And somehow, the magic we pinned never makes it onto our actual body. Here's the truth. Pinterest isn't the problem. So how do you bridge the gap? Then find your version of that vibe. Maybe a structured knit in your climate, or soft tailoring that works for your body and day-to-day life. You translate the feeling, not the photo. If you're drawn to wide-legged beige trousers and oversized linen shirts, ask why. Is it the looseness, the calm, the quiet confidence? Fashion isn't copy-paste. It's collage. What do they tell you about what you crave in your style? Your wardrobe should be a curated interpretation of your visual inspirations, not a costume shop of trends you admire but never wear. So go back to those saved pins. Look, not for duplication, but for direction. Then, slowly, gently, bring those whispers into your wardrobe. Peace, by intentional peace. The power color principle. Every woman has at least one color that does something magical. Not just to her skin tone, but to her spirit. That color that makes her stand a little taller, smile without trying, feel like herself, but bolder. This is your power color, and it has nothing to do with trends. A rich burgundy that feels regal, a soft blush pink that calms your nerves. And yet, one intentional color can shift your entire energy. It's not loudness, it's alignment. Or a crisp white that makes you feel clean and focused. This isn't just about what looks flattering, it's about what feels like home. It might be a deep forest green that reminds you of childhood forests. Most of us get stuck in neutral ruts. Black, beige, navy, safe zones that don't offend but rarely uplift. Start by noticing. When do people compliment you unexpectedly? What color were you wearing the last time you felt unstoppable? Even a silk scarf, a statement earring, or a bold lip can wake you up. The right one doesn't just brighten your skin, it brightens you. What hues do you return to in your accessories, nail polish, or notebooks? Your power color doesn't have to be head. Color isn't shallow. It's psychological. It evokes emotion, memory, confidence. So explore it, reclaim it. Wear it when you need to be seen, need to be brave, or simply need to remember who you are. You don't need a new wardrobe. Sometimes, you just need the right color. Silhouettes that tell stories. Every woman's body moves through the world with its own rhythm. Strong, soft, fluid, grounded. And the shapes we wear, whether we realize it or not, are a language. Silhouettes speak before you do. A crisp, structured blazer tells the story of focus and control. A flowing midi dress suggests openness and ease. A fitted pencil skirt signals sharpness and intention. An oversized knit whispers comfort, maybe even a need for protection. Look inside your wardrobe. What stories are being told through shape alone? You might discover a hidden narrative. Maybe you've always reached for loose, draped pieces, not just for comfort, but to stay unnoticed. Maybe you've clung to tailored cuts to prove something, sharp edges to counter soft doubts. Maybe you've been avoiding curves because you were taught they distract. But silhouettes can also liberate. What happens when you try something that echoes the inside, not just the outside? A boxy crop top that makes you feel daring. A cinched waist that honors your sensuality. A wide leg pant that gives you movement and metaphorical room. Dressing isn't just about what fits, it's about what reflects. The goal isn't to follow shape rules or chase trends. It's to wear clothing that carries your energy, honestly. When the structure of your clothes matches the structure of your inner world, something aligns. You feel seen, not just by others, but by yourself. And that's where style becomes storytelling. Signature pieces? What's always so you? Every stylish woman, whether she realizes it or not, has a few pieces that feel like second skin. A certain watch, a go-to blouse, that pair of earrings everyone associates with her. These are more than just favorites. When everything else feels chaotic, you reach for that trench coat or those boots because they remind you who you are. These are your signature pieces. The quiet threads that weave your style identity together. Signature pieces anchor you. They offer consistency in a changing world. They don't have to be flashy or expensive. In fact, the best ones rarely are. What matters is how they feel. Familiar, grounded, empowering. So what's so you? Think beyond trends. What do your friends say? Reminds them of you. What do you pack first when traveling? What do you keep wearing, even after years pass? Because it still feels right. Maybe it's a vintage leather jacket that's seen every version of your life. Because once you know your signature, getting dressed becomes effortless. It's less about trying to look put together, and more about coming home to your own aesthetic. Maybe it's that ivory silk blouse you always return to for special moments. Maybe it's red lipstick. Maybe it's sneakers. Even with a dress, these pieces deserve attention, not autopilot. Honor them. Build around them. Let them guide your purchases. Signature style isn't about standing out, it's about standing true. Decluttering for identity, not minimalism. Decluttering has become a buzzword. Capsule wardrobes. Less is more. If it doesn't spark joy, toss it. But real style isn't about how little you own. It's about how aligned your pieces are with who you are today. So let's reframe it, about removing what no longer reflects you and making space for what truly does. This isn't about becoming a minimalist. This is about identity, clarity. Open your closet and ask, who was I when I bought this? Do I still relate to that version of myself? Am I keeping this out of guilt, fear, or nostalgia? That blazer from your corporate era? Beautiful, but maybe not you anymore. That trend-driven top that never felt quite right. Let it go. That dress you wore once, but always avoid. You deserve better. We evolve. So should our wardrobe. Decluttering with identity in mind means editing out clothes that don't speak your current truth. Even if they still fit. Even if they were expensive. Because the cost of wearing clothes that misrepresent you is emotional. You shrink, you hide, you disconnect. On the flip side, a closet filled with only what aligns with your style voice becomes a sanctuary.com/clear, honest. So no pressure to reduce, just refine, until every piece, every hanger, quietly says, this feels like me. Let your wardrobe grow quieter, not in quantity, but in confusion. Dressing your voice, not just your body. We often hear about dressing for your body shape. Apple, pear, hourglass, rectangle. But what if that's only half the picture? What if your most powerful styling guide isn't your shape, but your voice? Some exude.com, others bring fire. Your clothes have the ability to mirror that. Not just to flatter your frame, but to amplify your essence. Because the truth is, every woman carries an energy, a presence, a tone. Some women speak in soft, thoughtful rhythms, others in sharp wit. Are your outfits matching the volume of your inner voice? If you're bold, expressive, and magnetic, does your wardrobe echo that, or mute it? If you're grounded, gentle, and serene, are your clothes supporting that softness, or masking it with stiffness and rules? You just have to dress in a way that makes your energy visible. A tailored jumpsuit might express clarity and direction without a word. Think beyond cuts and colors. Think vibe. A flowing blouse might soften a structured personality. A leather jacket might embolden a quiet spirit. Would it look like this? You don't have to speak louder. Try this. The next time you get dressed, ask yourself, if my voice had a texture, a silhouette, a color? Because when your style matches your energy, you don't just look better, you feel heard, even in silence. Your clothes should never overpower your voice. They should carry it. Fashion ruts that hide the real you. It starts innocently. A favorite outfit you wear once a week, then twice, then every other day. It's easy. It works. And slowly, without realizing it, you've fallen into a fashion rut. Fashion ruts are comfortable, safe, predictable, but they're also quiet hiding places. Spaces where your style freezes, even as you keep evolving. Maybe you used to experiment, but now you stick to uniforms. Maybe a big life shift. Motherhood, burnout, heartbreak made you reach for what's familiar instead of what's expressive. Maybe you're afraid to try again after a fashion fail. We've all been there. But here's the thing. Ruts don't mean they mean you're out of alignment. They may represent a past version of you, not the woman you're becoming. When we're in a rut, we stop listening to ourselves. We dress on autopilot instead of intention. Set a challenge. Wear something different for the next 3 days. Reconnect with fabrics, colors, or styles you've abandoned. The clothes you wear out of habit might not be wrong, just incomplete. A gentle invitation to wake up and reintroduce yourself to you. To break the cycle, you don't need a shopping spree. You need a refresh of perspective. Try rearranging your closet. Move forgotten pieces to the front. A fashion rut isn't failure. It's a pause. A nudge, because underneath the routine, the real you is still there, waiting to be seen again. Elevate, don't escape. The role of aspiration in authentic style there. It's a delicate dance between dressing as you are and dressing as who you want to become. Aspiration in style isn't vanity, it's vision. It's the quiet hope stitched into a structured blazer. When you still learning to speak up, the confidence tucked inside a red dress you're not quite brave enough to wear. Yet, the look might be stunning, but the feeling, hollow, misaligned. Like trying to live someone else's life, one outfit at a time. The elegance in loafers instead of sneakers, because you're practicing presence. But there's a difference between elevating your identity and escaping it. When we dress only for the person we wish we were, and ignore who we are now, clothes become costumes. Pair that elegant blazer with your favorite worn-in tee. Wear the silk blouse, but skip the heels today. Let your current and future self walk together, one intentional piece at a time. So, how do you know if your aspirational style is healthy? It should stretch you, not separate you. It should make you stand taller, not hide better. It should feel like a future truth, not a present lie. Here's the trick. Mix your aspiration with authenticity. Style isn't pretending, it's preparing. When you use fashion to express your potential, not abandon your truth, you stop performing, embracing imperfection. Clothes that celebrate the real you in a world of filters, edits, and impossibly polished outfits. There's something quietly radical about dressing with softness, with ease, with a little wrinkle in the linen, a scuff on the boot, a shirt that drapes more than it sculpts. She's evolving. And your clothes? They don't have to hide that. They can honor it, because the real you, the woman behind the mirror, isn't perfect. Elegance doesn't mean flawlessness. It means presence. When you stop obsessing over fixing yourself and start dressing to feel, something unlocks. You smile more. You move differently. You stop adjusting your shirt every 5 seconds because you finally feel safe in your skin. And did it all as a beautifully imperfect human. The way a slightly oversized blouse allows you to breathe. The charm in a vintage belt with worn edges. The freedom of wearing a sundress without Spanx. Letting your body simply be. True style isn't curated for approval. It's chosen for comfort, expression, and joy. So here's your permission. Let go of the pressure to be polished at all costs. Let your outfit show that you lived today, that you laughed, moved, carried groceries, picked up the phone, stretched, danced, You don't need to be flawless to be stunning. You just need to show up in clothes that speak your truth, not your fear, because when your wardrobe celebrates the real you, the world does too. Dressing for your mood without looking chaotic, you wake up feeling bold, or quiet, or dreamy, or undone. And instinctively, you reach for something that matches that emotional hum. A flowy skirt when you're wistful, a sharp blazer when you need armor, an oversized sweater when you want to hide. But when done without intention, it can slip into something else. Styling chaos, outfits that don't feel cohesive, looks that send mixed messages. A closet full of emotion but no direction. Mood dressing is powerful. It connects your inner world with your outer presence. So how do you honor your mood without losing your style identity? The key is anchoring. Use shape to shift your energy. Structured when you need control, fluid when you need flow. Start with one stable piece that reflects you. Your signature jeans, your favorite loafers, a neutral base. Then, layer your emotion on top. A bright blazer, a romantic scarf, a dramatic silhouette. This way, you're expressing a feeling without losing yourself in it. You're not your mood. You're experiencing it. And your wardrobe can reflect that gently, like a whisper rather than a shout. Use color mindfully. A touch of red when you're feeling brave. Soft neutrals when you need calm. Dressing for your mood isn't childish or dramatic. It's emotionally intelligent. It's style with empathy. Toward yourself, because when you learn to listen to how you feel, but still dress with grounded intention, your outfit becomes more than clothing. It becomes self-connection. How life transitions should shift your closet. Life doesn't stand still. And neither should your wardrobe, whether it's starting a new job, becoming a mother, entering your 40s, healing from loss, or simply rediscovering yourself after years of autopilot. Every season of your life brings subtle, beautiful change, and your style deserves to grow with it. But here's what many women do. They keep wearing clothes from before the baby, before the divorce, before the confidence shift, before the freedom, before the grief. Why? Because updating your wardrobe means acknowledging that you've changed, and that can feel emotional, bittersweet, even scary. But here's a truth that will set you free. Letting go of old clothes doesn't erase the woman you were. It honors the woman you are becoming. Maybe your inner world has softened, and you no longer feel like wearing armor. Maybe your body has changed, and with it, your sense of what feels good. Maybe your priorities shifted, and you crave simplicity. You don't have to start from scratch, but you do have to listen. Ask yourself, does this reflect who I am today? Does it fit my current rhythm of life? Does it help me move forward? Or does it keep me looking back? Your closet should be a living thing, breathing, adjusting, evolving, just like you. Because style isn't static. It's not a peak you reach. It's a reflection of right now. And right now, you deserve to be dressed in truth.